and they will address themselves to the starting line. 40 of America's best drivers in the biggest race of the year.
You got that right, Mike. We're getting ready to start this 2016 season. I just feel it. It's going to be one of the best ever. What an exciting way to get the season started off. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
With outside pole sitter Matt Kenseth having to drop to the rear, Chase Elliott had a choice to make. Did he choose the outside lane with Kyle Busch behind him, or choose the inside with his teammate and wingman Dale Earnhardt Jr.? That was the choice. That's the way they come around to complete lap one.
Looked pretty obvious to me. They had a plan, and boy, did that plan work out perfectly.
It made good sense, though, to have your teammate behind you, not beside you. So that was a good move, and they came across the line just like they wanted to.
I mean, Chase got a great start, but Junior got an even better start, pushing him right across the line and getting both those cars clear of the outside pole sitter of Kyle Busch.
I recall a rookie in 1993 who started on the pole and led the first lap.
Yeah, I had to do it from the second row, but he had some great help there. Boy, I'm so excited about this race. This is amazing. This is going to be an incredible day of racing. Already 3 wide, 2 and 3 rows back.
Now right behind the 2-liter single file. Kyle Busch on the outside, Toyota. Joey Logano inside in that yellow Ford. How do the 2 Chevys in front keep them at bay?
Staying hooked up like they are right there. That's one way. But, Mike, this is kind of like the opening play of the Super Bowl. You know, you don't want to fumble the ball. Don't mess it up, boy. This is your chance. Make it count.
Well, here's where it gets very interesting. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been the one out front in all the racing that we've seen this week. He's in second right now, and he's protecting. He's protecting Chase Elliott up there, and this is a 500-mile race, so I totally understand that. But how long is he willing to stay in that second position? Because we all know the leader has such great control when they're out front.
I think it probably, I think Junior's going to let him lead a couple of laps because he's a rookie and it's good for him, and he's got a lot of confidence from his win yesterday. But that 88 car is going to shoot to the lead pretty quick.
Further back, driver's a little impatient, like the number 4, that black and white Chevrolet of Kevin Harvick, trying to bust his way into the top 10.
Incredible decision to make early in the race. Do you go 3 wide? Yeah, you want to get up further to the front. The further back that you are, the dirtier the air is. The car's not going to drive as good back there. So do you take that risk? Well, Kevin Harvick chose to, and so did Kyle Larson here.
Yeah, I think right now your tires are brand new. You got a lot of grip, and you see here we got a challenge and a pass.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. goes to the front after 3 laps of the Daytona 500.
There you go, buddy. Great line right there. Bottom is does have a little bit better line. Does help.
You got to push from Joey Logano there. And here comes the inside lane.
You hear that noise? You can hear the fans over the engines when Dale Jr. takes the lead.
We heard it at driver introductions, and we heard it right then when he took the lead.
That is Earnhardt Nation. And now, right behind the 2 leaders, the 2 rookies are side by side. Chase Elliott in blue, and on the bottom in red and white, driving for the storied Wood brothers, Ryan Blaney.
Now, we saw Joey Logano behind Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the duel, working everything he possibly could to try to figure out how to get by Dale Earnhardt Jr. He is going to school right now, and I guarantee he's going to make Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s life really difficult right now.
Right now, Mike, you don't want to take any risk. I mean, it's so early in this race. There's a long way to go. Getting 3 wide and kind of nerfing off each other and cutting in front of each other, that's not good moves right now. Play it smart, boys.
4 laps complete, and you're riding with Kevin Harvick, who has worked his way up to 6th position. Jamie.
And he is being aggressive early. That's exactly what his crew chief Rodney Childers told me they would do this morning. He said, we have to get up front quick. If we get in the middle, we're going to drop back. It is way too risky to be in the middle this early in the race.
I agree with that, Jamie. I think you got to pick your fights right now, and this is not the time to pick one.
Here comes Denny Hamlin on the inside. He's got Kyle Busch behind him. Those are both Joe Gibbs Toyotas. So Busch giving Hamlin in the 11 a push.
When first I said Dale Earnhardt Jr. was behind Chase Elliott, then he had Denny Hamlin. Both of those guys so incredibly talented and experienced on these restrictor plate tracks. I knew he wasn't going to be there long. You saw he got a big push Chase up to the 22. The 22 had to sort of stall out, and 11 went right to the inside.
That 11 will have a say about who's going to win this race when it's over with. I guarantee you. Denny Hamlin is outstanding at Daytona on these restrictor plate tracks.
Let's check in on the drivers who had to go to the back because they were in backup cars. Trying to move up, Matt Kenseth, that yellow number 20 Toyota's gained 20 spots. Martin Truex Jr. and you're riding with Jimmy Johnson. His Chevrolet is up 18 from where he started.
I like what Junior said in the pre-race there about we've not all been out here together at one time. We've been in groups, we've drafted as teammates and whatnot, but now everybody's here and everybody has their game face on.
Look at this at the front. Why do we call Dale Earnhardt the Pied Piper at Daytona? Because both lanes are following him. He comes up, picks up Logano, he'll drop down, he'll pick up Denny Hamlin. They're all following Junior. Can anybody pass him?
I think he's got that in his headset. I think he's got that. He listened to that. Follow me, I'm the Pied Piper.
I can promise you that's not what Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano are thinking. They're trying everything they can to back up, get a run on Dale Jr. and make this move. As we see Logano getting the biggest run that we've seen so far, but this is where Dale Earnhardt Jr. is so incredible. He knows how to work those lanes. He's got a great spotter and TJ up in the on top of this booth that's talking him through all the different moves and the momentum that's coming from behind.
Let's go to the leader's pit. Vince Welch.
Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been fast throughout speed weeks. He's very comfortable and confident in this race car, which they've nicknamed Amelia. It ran all 4 of the plate races last year, named after Amelia Earhart for all her great accomplishments. And I asked crew chief Greg Ives why they named the car after a woman. And he said, because that's the way we treat it. With tender, loving care. So that's going to get you some positive tweets from the ladies on Twitter.
I like that. Yeah, that's great right there. You know, one thing Junior did say, being out front has its price to pay because you pick up a lot of debris. If there's any blowing around today, the leader's the first one to catch it.
Kurt Busch coming up the middle. Trying to gain some ground, 12th place right now, adjacent Matt Kenseth, who started this race from the rear.
We actually see in the back of that shot, we see Ryan Blaney got caught to the inside. That's one of the things you have to do, and it's tough as a rookie. Block that middle lane, because if you don't block that middle lane, they'll go up in the middle, and you'll go all the way to the back.
And Blaney's number 21 slides all the way back to 25th.
Well, you know, had problems here the other night. He had a loose wheel, made an unscheduled stop, got back on the lead lap and finished 3rd. So I think that kid's just being real conservative right now, just riding around, maybe just looking for an opportunity later on.
Teammates, Kevin Harvick in the 4, 41 Kurt Busch. Comes stomping up toward the front. Behind Toyota teammates, Denny Hamlin in the 11 and Kyle Busch in the 18. All right. So you got to the front. Now where do you go?
Well, you just keep trying to form that lane up behind you and hope that everybody's in line wanting to push and get the energy to shove that line forward.
10 laps complete in the Daytona 500. Dale Earnhardt Jr. leading. Don't go away. You won't miss a thing. Well, let's begin the hashtag 500. It's a Twitter competition. The 500th person to tweet using both hashtags on the screen will win that green flag waved by Baseball Hall of Famer Ken Griffey Jr. and signed by all the drivers. Follow @NASCAR on Twitter for more opportunities to win Daytona 500 gear during today's race. Chase Elliott led 3 laps from the pole. 1 lead change. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been out in front for the last 11, followed by Toyota teammates Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. Kevin Harvick's up to 4th in a Chevrolet. Joey Logano completes the top 5 in a Ford. Another of those Gibbs Toyotas, Carl Edwards, back in 11th place. Jamie?
Well, early on he said his car was great. It was neutral. But moments ago, about a lap ago, he told his new crew chief, Dave Rogers, the engine keeps stalling out. We'll keep our eye on the 19.
But, you know, a lot of times that can be air. The cowl opening up there where the air goes into the engine, a lot of times turbulence around that area will cause the engine to kind of surge a little bit, or the car to surge a little bit. Nothing to worry about right now, I don't think.
Yeah, DW, and this is the first time they've been in these kinds of race conditions. The weather has changed slightly as well, but now he's in the middle of a big pack, and there's no doubt that I believe that it's the air moving around these cars that's definitely causing him to feel that way.
You were riding with Jimmy Johnson, of the drivers that started this race at the tail end in backup cars, from 36th to 8th, 7th for Johnson in the 48. Former Daytona 500 pole sitter Austin Dillon has lost the draft. He's back in 39th position. Vince?
Yeah, does not like his race car at all. You hope at the start it's somewhere close, but Austin says it is way too tight, and he has lost that, not just the main pack, but also that second group, which is straggling and starting to string out a little bit, and you can see the big gap between Austin Dillon and the rest of the field.
Yeah, Vince, these cars are restricted, as everybody knows, and they don't have a lot of horsepower, and they don't have very much throttle response at all. So if you got to get out of that throttle very much, the first thing you know, they're driving off and leaving you. And if your car's not handling, you got to get out of the gas. Next thing you know, you'll get lapped.
Well, we talked about the conditions being different here today with the weather and the big packs, and how handling is going to become an issue. So not totally surprising, but I think it's obviously surprised Austin Dillon, as we see here, maybe a move for the lead.
Down to the inside, and looking for the lead comes your Sprint Cup champion, Kyle Busch. He's about to become the 3rd driver to lead this 500.
Hang on to her, Denny.
Almost got her behind you. He's still digging. All good.
That was Kevin Harvick.
Oh, that was Harvick.
That
Sorry
went way
about
off
that.
track,
Wow.
below the yellow line.
What an incredible save. Do you know how difficult it is? I guarantee he was full lock to the right coming off there, and all that was aerodynamics, just taking the air right off of Kevin Harvick's rear bumper.
Wow. That was
3
incredible.
wide for second as they battle. We're going to show you what happened to Kevin Harvick. Watch the number 4.
Here we see he's just sucking up to the 18. He's got a good push from the 41. The 88 comes down, takes a little air off the outside of the car. Oh, wow, that is incredible. And then he locks up the left front tire, straightening it up.
Good.
It's a really vulnerable position to be in when you close up on that car in front of you right here.
Out of the 4th turn, one car goes sliding toward the
Chase.
infield wall. It's Chase Elliott.
Oh, no.
Regan Smith spins out in the tri-oval, and when Elliott's car hit that grass, it's like the blade of a shovel hitting the turf. The front splitter just hits it and digs in. We're under the first caution of the day.
Yeah, he was running 8th and doing a pretty nice job of just trying to mind his manners there, I think. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, I was really hoping that car would spin backwards into that grass. We see how this grass just grabs that splitter and rips it off, and that's exactly what happened to Chase Elliott here.
Car owner Rick Hendrick looking on at his rookie pole sitter stalled in the grass in the tri-oval. Take a look at the number 24.
Right in here.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, it's also a tricky place to be. I mean, we're starting to see handling become a big issue. You can see the back of the car just comes up out a little bit. Looks like the 19th of Carl Edwards, when he got up to his left rear, it just started pushing the air on that car, and it just took the air off of his spoiler, and around he came.
It just stepped out, and I think it shows, Jeff and I were talking about this earlier, how hot the third and fourth turn is, because the sun beams down on that end of the speedway. Then we got a little tailwind off of turn 4, and we've seen a number of cars get loose.
Watch this as he gets to the tri-oval grass.
Bam.
And that blade just digs in.
Yep. Just rips the nose right off the car. Here you go. Boom.
Oh. Not sure if there was any damage to the front of Carl Edwards, number 19, as Elliott came right across his bow.
Yeah, I definitely think they made contact, but how much contact is the question. Oh, what a disappointing way to start this race for Chase Elliott. So many high hopes.
Yeah, here's what I believe with this caution coming at lap 20. It's almost a half of a fuel run. And Jeff, Darrell, you guys keep talking about the handling. I think you should come and get 4 tires, but I bet you we'll have a handful that will roll the dice and just go with 2. You need at least 1 full can of fuel.
Well, all week long, all we've been seeing is people do gas and goes, 2 tires. Very rarely have we seen 4 tires, but what I'm seeing right now, I mean, Kevin Harvick, now Chase Elliott, we're seeing a lot of cars moving and sliding around, and I guarantee all those drivers right now are screaming about wanting 4 tires.
I want 4 tires.
Yeah, I want 4 tires.
I'm like Earnhardt was, Larry. I'm going to come in to forget. I want 4 tires. I ain't leaving until I get them.
Regan Smith, you saw the number 7 come to pit road. He spun to avoid another car after Chase Elliott spun toward the infield. The whole front end of that Chevrolet just bowed right into the earth.
Mike, just think about a tire as an eraser on a pencil. When it's brand new, it does a really good job. It's got a lot of grip. It'll do a lot of erasing. But as it wears down, less and less.
Wow.
And that's a big impact from inside the car as well.
Because safety vehicles are working right at the entrance to pit road is closed. They'll take another lap of caution before they open up the pits. It's by far the warmest day of the week and with the most sunshine. So not quite the grip that they enjoyed the other night as Chase Elliott, the pole sitter, goes for a big spin.